Welcome to Tapping Circle, Heartshine family. My dogs are barking as soon as I turned on the live button. Looks like we're going to have fun today. Absolutely. And hopefully she'll stop that. Hey, welcome everyone. Let me just check my settings and check the side and rear view mirror and see if we're go here. We're going to get on the bus where only inner adults are driving. Right? We're gonna get on that bus and we're gonna do some work today. So I'd love to see where you're calling from. You're not calling, probably. You might be. You could be on your phone. You could be on your phone. So where are you signing in from today? It's actually a little cooler in Texas. Finally, the heat wave seems to be gone. So I'm feeling really frisky. Woo! Because I can go outside in the middle of the day without bursting into flames. Yes, Roma is the only one here. Got a couple. We have a couple more, but just so you know, I can't see if you're here until you type into the chat on YouTube. It's just the way it works. It's not like we're on Zoom. Hey, Kim from a cooler Texas. Yes. Yes. Tell me where you're coming from. Oregon. Yes. Very nice. Yeah. So wait a couple more minutes before I get started, just to let people pop in and just take a moment to, while we're chatting, just breathe and, allow yourself this time. You showed up here today, obviously, because, you're making time for yourself. So just give yourself permission to have this time for you. Take some breaths, get grounded wherever you are. If you're sitting, just take a moment, ground into your chair. Just remember that the breath is what connects you to the present moment. They say in a lot of spiritual traditions and yoga and things that the soul is carried on the breath. So, and also there's a saying that the breath breathes you. So breath is so important. And it's why I encourage people a lot to breathe while they're tapping. Sometimes just tapping and breathing is a really valid way to interrupt a pattern or to just get the energy moving or get the energy unstuck, right? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with my topic now. Okay. So we're talking about chronic self-doubt today. And who can relate? I'm assuming if you're here, it's because you may have some chronic self-doubt. And you may be thinking of something specific you're having doubt about, but chronic typically means chronic is ongoing, right? So it might be that you have certain things you doubt yourself around, because that can be common too. Like maybe there's some things in your life you don't have doubt around, but maybe it's everything. And so Roma second guessing. So that's a really great word, the second guessing. So I think that's really what I'm talking about here today is this, every little decision we make, we're second guessing ourselves. I'm talking about something as simple as whether to, choose to go into the bedroom and do some chores, or should I go and sit on the couch and eat some chips or something like that. The tiniest little decision, we're second guessing ourselves. And I actually wanted to tell you just a quick case study story, because there's a lot of reasons why this can happen. Obviously it's childhood trauma, big T, little t, who knows, all the T's. But it comes from childhood trauma. And here is an example of a client that I was working with, and she had a highly critical, narcissistic parent. And so the pattern that would happen with her is that it was the mother, and the mother would constantly question her all the time, like whatever it was she was doing. Why are you doing that? Why? It was just this constant question. It was kind of almost an incessant, almost like a bit of a terrorism, just it was just this constant. What do you want to? I want to use the word interrogation, and it was really about just everything the child was doing, whether it was, choosing to put something in a certain place in the kitchen, or whether it was, when this person was older, making more like life decisions and things like that. But where it was coming from the parent, it really was this place of like wanting to instill a sense of confusion in the child, whether it was conscious or not, because the parent needs to feel superior. The parent needs to know everything. So, it's a trait of narcissism, is needing to know everything. And so this parent, consciously or unconsciously, wanted to undermine this child's sense of self, sense of knowing what was right, whether, like I said, it was right to just like go get a drink out of the refrigerator, or whether it was right to move to another state or something, anywhere on the spectrum. And so when you think about that, like imagine that was something you went through, or whether if you already think of something you have gone through, that if that's something that just was constant in your life, it makes sense that now as an adult, you're questioning yourself because you've internalized whatever it was in your childhood that caused this. You've internalized it, and it's going on inside you all the time. So, of course, what do we do to overcome this? Well, we have to find out what's going on with the inner child. There is a limiting belief. There's a core belief. There's a fear. Why is it not safe to trust yourself? Okay, isn't that really what the issue is? Is because it's a trust issue. So that's where I kind of like to start with everyone. Before we do the tapping and we get into the work, let's take a moment and just get coherent. Let's do some heart coherence, okay? All right. So take some breaths into the heart center. Just get really grounded into your body. Notice the surface that you're sitting on. And close your eyes if it's appropriate, wherever you are. Tune into your heart center. Nice, slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relax your tongue onto the floor of your mouth. And then think about someone that you care for deeply. This could be a person, it could be a pet. It could also be a place. It could be a place that you love. And imagine that person, pet, place in your mind's eye. And send a beam of love from your heart to theirs or it. And just really tune into that feeling of love, of care, of affection, of appreciation. Just let this feeling grow in your heart center and allow it to magnify and move all over your body, into every cell of your body, and maybe even emanating out of your body, moving into the space that you're in the room that you're in, and moving outside of your home or the building that you're in, into the community, and as far out as you would like to see this go. Good. Just a couple more breaths and we'll start coming back. Just bring that beam of light back into your heart, drawing it back into your energy field, releasing that person, place, or thing. And drawing your energy field back into your body, coming back into the room that you're in. We'll take 3 deep breaths as we come back, and gently bring your eyes back if you had them closed. Now some little movements in the shoulders maybe, And stretch your arms up over your head if you can, and open your fingers really wide. Look up with your eyes. Deep breath. Exhale, bring your arms down. Okay, good. All right, everyone, go ahead and make sure you've got something to write on. I find that to be really helpful. And some water, tea, or whatever, something next to you. Tissues, maybe even if you're going to cry. I mean, you might cry. Maybe you should have some tissues. Yeah. I sometimes forget to tell my clients that. I should just have that on my disclaimer. Bring your own tissues. BYOT. Let's tap on the side of the hand. Okay, everyone, I want you to think about, if you can think of something recently that you have been doubting yourself around. Okay. I'd like for you to tune into that now. And if you can't think of something specific, just tune into to the feeling of doubting yourself. Okay. And if you would like to share it in the chat, if you have something specific, I would love to see it. And if not, just write it down on your paper here. And when you tune into it, do you feel it anywhere in your body? Okay, so tune into your body, and maybe you're doubting yourself around something specific, and then you think about that doubt, and do you feel it in your body? And can you get a SUD level? 0 to 10, is there a charge? 0 to 10, 10 being the highest and 0 being not at all. And also write that down and set it aside. Okay, and let's just tap through the points and just tuning into your body. Let's do a setup statement. Even though when I think about this doubt, I feel it in my, okay, a doubt. So Roma has a doubt of whether she's doing a good job of tapping with others. So yeah, so that's great. A real specific thing. We can use Roma's example, and everyone can tap and get borrow benefits. Is that okay, Roma? We're going to use your example. Okay. Yeah, even though I doubt whether I'm doing a good job of tapping with others. Whatever you're thinking of, whatever you're doubting yourself around, I might love and accept myself anyway. It's possible. Even though I doubt myself that I'm doing a good job of tapping with others. I hold myself in compassion for how hard this is for me. Even though I doubt myself that I'm doing a good job when tapping with others. I might consider being really hard on myself. All right, let's tap through the points. Where do you feel it in your body when you tune into that doubt? And let's just breathe and tap through the points. Eyebrow, feeling it in your body. Tune into that place in your body. Maybe it's your chest. Maybe it's your throat. Maybe it's your stomach. Heart. Maybe it's your heart. What's the quality of the sensation? Is it sharp? Is it dull? Is it sticky? Is it wrinkly? It could be all sorts of qualities. Tune into it. Breathe tight. Is it tight? Yeah. I'm going to go back to the side of the hand. Even though I have this tightness in my heart, when I think about this doubt, everyone just think about your own doubt and anywhere you feel it in your body. It might be safe to start letting this go. It might be. Even though I have this tightness in my heart when I think about this doubt. That was then, and this is now. Even though I have this tightness in my heart when I think about this doubt, I might be willing to start letting it go now. Tune in to your heart or wherever you're feeling it. This tightness in my heart. When I think about this doubt, breathe. This tightness in my heart. It's safe to tune into it. This energy that's stuck and expressing its tightness in my heart. It's keeping me safe. This energy that's stuck in my body, tightness in my heart. When I think about this doubt, it might be safe to move some of it out. Just notice if there have been any change in the sensations in your body, wherever you're feeling them. Check your sub level again. If you took a sub level when we started, see if there's been any change. Hopefully it's going down, right? We're just breathing. We're just tapping and breathing. We're going to do 9 Gambit together. Okay, and I'm just gonna do it with you. Obviously can't see your eyes right now, so I can't guide you, so you have to guide yourself. But I'm gonna put my hand over my heart center and tap the 9. If you don't know where the 9 Gambit spot is, it's right in between these 2 bones, these 2 fingers. So you slide down in the center here and get in between these 2 bones and gently tap. Gently. Okay. All right, so everyone, if it's appropriate, we're going to do eye movements with 9 Gambit. So we're going to look hard down to the left and hard down to the right. And look up. And start a clockwise circle. And just breathe nice and easy as you move your eyes. Stretch your eyes to the edge of your vision. Make sure you're not holding tension anywhere while you're doing this. If you feel a spot that's kind of skips or it feels sticky or fluttery, you can go back and smooth it out. So I'm going pretty slow for myself. You can go as fast or slow as you want. We're just going to keep going here, clockwise circle. I'm trying to keep my head still, although I know it's probably moving a little, and that's okay. But we're just keeping the head still, just moving the eyes. I felt a skip, so I'm going to go back. And then whenever you're ready, you can go counterclockwise. So go the other way. And remember to tap gently on the back of the hand. Nice and easy. Breathing. Make sure you're not tensing your jaw or your face. Keep your tongue relaxed. And then you'll just come back to the center. Okay? And let's do a hum, count, hum. So I'm going to hum something for 5 seconds. I'm going to count backwards from 30 to 25, and then I'm going to hum again for 5 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Go to the side of the hand. All right. Now, hopefully that 9 Gambit round moved some things. Roma says no more tightness. That's great. Everyone else, check in with your sud level. See if there's been a change. Did anything come up while you were doing 9 Gambit? Sometimes I notice when my clients do 9 Gambit, they can get more information. They can get cognitive information. They can just feel something different. All kinds of things. They can just feel more relaxed. So just notice the difference now after we did 9 Gambit, okay? All right. And certainly type in the chat if you had anything you want to share with me. I'm still on the side of the hand. And now we're going to do a little more. We're going to dig in a little deeper. So what we did was we just kind of, I think of this as like, okay, if if you have a cake and there's a bunch of icing on the top, right? And maybe big, like, flowers made of icing. And you just want to get to the cake, right? Like, you don't want, some people don't want icing. They're like, I don't want icing. So you kind of have to take a knife. You got to slide some of that icing off the top. Maybe you still want a little, but you just like slide some of that icing off the top and get rid of all those icing flowers and whatever's on the top. And I think of what we just did is that, like, just tuning into the body, breathing, tuning into body sensations, doing a 9 gamut round. We lopped off some of that icing on the top. We're going to try to get down to the cake now. Okay. So you like that metaphor, I hope. Now, if you have something to write on, I want you to write this down. And like I said before, this is a matter of trust. So we're going to tune into what is the issue with trusting yourself. Okay. Think about a specific issue if you want, or just in general. And let's make a statement of, something like, it's safe to trust myself. It could also be, it's safe to trust my decisions. You could be more specific like that. It's safe to trust. And even if you have something really specific, like, it's safe to trust my decisions about blank. Okay. But if you just want to use a general statement, it's safe to trust myself. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to test the VOC, validity of cognition, how true it is. So Roma's is, it's safe to do it my way. Okay, great. It's a great statement. So what we're doing is we're starting with a statement of belief. This is what we want, right? This is a statement we want to be true. We want to feel safe. But we're going to see how true it is in the body. So I want you to tune into your body now. Say your statement out loud. And we're going to get the truth level, 0 to 10, 10 being the highest. It's totally true. And 0 being like, no, not even a tiny bit. Okay. Don't overthink it. Just say your statement. It's safe to trust myself. It's safe to do it my way. Then just get your number and set it aside. Okay. You can put it in the chat if you like. You can share with us. All right. Now, Roma has a stomach ache of 5. So it brought a body sensation back. Okay. That's great. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep using Roma as a demo here. She's giving me some good stuff here to work with. Thanks, Roma. All right. So I'm going to fold this into the setup statement of the stomach. And at a 5 of VOC, I mean, that's, halfway there, but really we want it higher. So what I like to do is flip. I call it flipping the statement. Because it's not above a 5, I'm going to create a new statement. It's not safe to trust myself. So that's the statement we're going to use now. It's not safe. If your VOC wasn't very high, you can use this statement. It's not safe to trust myself. Okay. All right. And I'm going to use Roma's statement specifically for setup. Okay. So even though it's not safe to do it my way, and I feel it in my stomach, I'm okay right here, right now. Even though it's not safe to do it my way, and I feel it in my stomach, I might consider letting some of this go now. It might be safe. Even though it's not safe to do it my way, and I feel it in my stomach, I might also consider what it would feel like for it to be safe. What if it was safe? All right, let's go to the top of the head. It's not safe to do it my way. It's not safe to do it my way. It's not safe to trust myself. I can't trust myself. I can't make this decision. I'm constantly second guessing myself. I don't know why. I want to trust myself. I want to do it my way. I want to feel good about that. But I'm always second guessing myself. And it's really, now I want you to insert an emotion here. I'm going to say frustrating. It's really frustrating. It's really tiring. You can type in yours if you have one. It's really tiring. It makes me feel sad. Maybe it makes you feel sad. It makes me feel angry. It makes me feel defeated. It makes me feel small and weak. Whatever you're feeling, just validate it. We're going to stay on the side of the hand. It makes me feel stupid. Yeah. So right here, we're going into an inner child dialogue. So we're stopping on the side of the hand. I'm going to have everyone just go ahead and follow along with me. We're going to do dominant hand tapping as inner adults. And when inner child expresses, we switch to non-dominant hand, whatever that is for you. Non-dominant hand tapping. Okay. So here's the inner adult. I am going to role play for you, your inner adult. Okay. Okay. Listen, is it okay if I say little Roma? I'm going to say little Roma. I know this makes you feel stupid. I'm so sorry that this makes you feel stupid. You shouldn't have to feel this way. You should be able to do it your way without feeling stupid. And I'm here for you right now. And I want you to know that I see you. I see you. I know you're there. I know what you're feeling. I know what you're going through. And it's okay. It's okay to have your feelings. And I'm here no matter what. And I love you and support you unconditionally. And I'm so sorry about what happened that made you feel this way. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's not right. That's not right that happened to you. And I want you to know I'm here for you now. And I'm going to help you do it your way. We're going to work together. Because I'm an adult. And I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of life experiences that have taught me what I need to know. I have resources. I have people I can depend on. I can ask for their advice. Emotionally safe people. And if that's not true for you, I want you to tell your inner child, I have the ability to find these people. I have the ability, because we need the inner child to know we have these resources. And whatever it is you're afraid of happening, I understand. If that doesn't feel safe, I understand. What do you need from me right now to feel safer about trusting yourself, about doing it your own way? Tune in and just listen. What's the answer? Switch to inner child expressing. Switch hands. What's the answer? What do they need? What do they need from you? It's usually pretty simple. Whatever it is, whatever shows up, just accept it. Just acknowledge it. What do they need? You can type it in the chat if you want to share it with me, with the group. Whatever you need, I'm listening. It's safe. It's safe to have needs. Space and time. Okay. Okay, little Roma, I understand you need space and time. And I'm going to give you space and time. Now, when you say things like this, make sure you feel like it's true, okay? If for some reason it doesn't feel true, like if you can't promise something your inner child wants, it's okay to negotiate. And it would sound something like, I understand why you would want that. And I want that for us too. And I might have to do a little work around this, but I promise I'm committed to finding out how to get this for you, if that's the case. Otherwise, you can just promise it. I promise I'm going to give you more space and time. If that makes you feel safer, you're going to get that from me. So the inner child says, I was never fast enough to get something done. Okay. Yeah. Never fast enough to get something done. Well, you know what? I know. I understand that was true. That was true. You weren't fast enough to get something done. And maybe that made you feel stupid. But you know what? I'm in charge now. And I'm the one that decides how much time we need. And I say you can have as much space and time as you need to get something done. And that's okay. It's completely valid to take your time, space and time, to get things done. Now tune into your inner child. And we're using Roma as a demo, but just tune into your own inner child now and listen. What's the response? Is there anything else they're saying or feeling? Tune into it. It's just a simple dialogue, just a simple rapport we're building here. All right. So whatever you got, go ahead and just acknowledge it. We're going to start wrapping up now. Okay, little Roma. Thank you so much for showing up and talking to me. I know that might have been hard for you, and maybe you were scared. But I want you to know that I am committed to you now. Maybe before I wasn't. Maybe in the past I wasn't committed to you. I didn't choose you. But I want you to know that I'm going to choose you from now on. You come first. I'm choosing you. No matter what. That's a very powerful statement. Let's just take a breath together. Wrap up the dialogue with your inner child. Give them a hug, whatever you need to do. Make sure they feel safe. Put them in the playground. Take them somewhere fun and let them play and let them know they can have access to you anytime they need. You're paying attention. You're listening. They can get your attention when they need you. Okay. All right. Now, thinking about your specific issue, okay, here's what I'm going to suggest going forward is that you come up against this self-doubt, however it shows up for you, whether it's an actual cognitive thing or whether maybe it's just anxiety, because a lot of times it can just show up. It's not verbal, but maybe you need to decide something and you start to feel anxious. Okay, think about that. Because again, that's the inner child showing up. So I want you to think about ways in which you can tune into your inner child in the moment that you're going to get triggered. It's going to happen. You're going to get triggered again. Sure, we're tapping right now and it's great, but how do we handle in the moment? And you need to have a way to tune into your inner child so that you can kind of start automatically doing it. So what's the signal your inner child gives you when they're getting anxious or something? They're not feeling safe around something. Okay. For me, it took me a while to figure this out, but I noticed that my leg bounces. So I'm like, look down at my legs. I'm like, what is this? What's going on here? My leg starts bouncing, and that's like the energy starts to amp up a little. Sometimes I start pacing around the house and I'm like, what am I doing? Like I think I'm doing something and I'm just pacing. So things like this, that's just mine. Think about what the signal is for you that your inner child is getting triggered. Okay. And if you want to share them, please do, because we probably all have a lot of the same triggers. Okay, Roma quits talking. So yeah, so if you just quit talking, so that's shutting down. That's the freeze response, right? The types of responses we have to danger. That's a freeze response. So you could have a freeze response. You could have fight. You could have flight, freeze. You can have fawn. So just try to tune into it, and in the moment when it happens, you can stop and say, "Oh, okay, I know what this is. I know what this is." Okay, and you talk to your inner child. What's going on? You know, what's happening? And I like to actually, you can't see what I'm doing here, but I like to grab myself like on my rib cage, like here and here, and I hold myself. I hold my body like this and kind of squeeze, and in like a comforting way, like patting myself. Like, hey, what's going on? What's wrong? I know I can tell that you don't feel safe. It's that simple, that tuning in. Sometimes just tuning in and acknowledging the inner child doesn't feel safe is enough to kind of like move forward and move that energy forward. But it might also take more. You might want to do more deep work. You might want to find out, is there some sort of event in the past, that this is coming from? It might take some work helping the inner child clear those events and allowing them to release the emotions that they didn't get to express back then, and then bringing them into the present with you. So that might look like something like going into the past. And if you feel safe doing this on your own, you can do this on your own while you're tapping. And you can allow the inner child to say what they wanted to say or do what they wanted to do. And it's completely valid. So you have to validate it, even if it's anger, if it's, yelling and screaming, if it's running away, all the ways in which that energy can escape. Because what happened is, in those moments where, the trauma occurs, there was something that we couldn't handle, right? We became overwhelmed. We felt powerless. Our expectations were violated, and we felt alone, right? And so, yeah, PTSD before you could talk. That's a really good insight. So Roma's got an insight of why she quits talking. Yeah, so there's definitely some work to do in the past around that. And probably I would assume that in that case, you would want to let your inner child find out what stopped them from talking, right? So, yeah. So again, it's all about allowing that energy to leave the body that's been held there for years and years and years. And this is deep work, everybody. This is really deep work. It doesn't happen overnight. Like, you're not just gonna one tapping session and, I'm completely free of this chronic self-doubt I've had my entire life. I mean, yeah, but if you just keep doing a little work, it doesn't have to be every day, but if you just keep doing a little work, even if it's like 2 minutes, just check in with your inner child 2 minutes a day, and you work with them in the moments that you get triggered. That's really what I think is the most powerful. Okay, so that's the most powerful way to do it, is to learn how to find some space. You know how they talk about, like, when something happens, here's the event, right? And then here's our response to it. And we want to get that space open wider. So here's the triggering event. And the inner child's like immediately going to respond if we're not aware. But as we get aware and we stop and we talk to the inner child, we're opening the space up more and more and more. And inside this space is where we can help the inner child, and we can do the work so that event doesn't cause a trigger in the future, doesn't cause an overreaction, doesn't cause an emotional upheaval, like a big emotional response, right? And we want to be able to stay coherent. We want to be able to respond from the adult perspective, and that's actually responding to the present moment. So, okay, everybody, let's just go back, and I want you to all check in with your thing that you were doubting yourself around. Check the sub-level again. So if you took a sub-level at the beginning, see if it's changed at all. We'll check that first. Maybe it came down. Hopefully it did. All right. And then let's check our statement. Okay. So the statement that we worked with was it's not safe to trust myself. But let's go back to the original statement where we took the VOC. It's safe to trust myself. Or Roma's was it's safe to do it my way. And check your VOC and say it out loud. And now see, has the VOC gone up? Does it feel more true? Roma says yes. Okay, that's great. And even if it goes up 1 or 2 points, or if you get a shift around it, sometimes you can get just a little movement around it and it feels better. If it hasn't moved, then just keep tapping on this. Keep talking with your inner child. Keep doing the work. Like I said, it's not going to be overnight, but little bits add up. Like, compounding interest, right? If you save a little money and you invest it, you get this compounding interest. So you just keep going with this. All right. Why don't we do a little sneaking away? Okay, we're going to sneak away. So even though I might still doubt myself, it might not be safe to trust myself entirely yet. Part of me might still feel unsafe doing it my way, making my own decisions, knowing what's the right thing to do. But I've done some work today and I've got some shifts and I spoke to my inner child and that's progress. And I've done enough work today. I've done enough healing for right now because I'm on a healing journey. And I'm exactly where I need to be in this moment. I can relax and go about my day, knowing that I'm continuing to heal even when I'm not consciously aware of it. I can check in with my inner child anytime. And I can receive while I'm healing. I can still receive. I can still enjoy my life. I can go about my day with ease and joy. Take a breath on your heart center. All right. Stretch the arms up. Look up with your eyes. Look to the ceiling. Exhale, bring your arms down. Okay, great, everyone. Wow, that time goes by so fast, the tapping, but I hope that you got some shifts. I hope you got some results. I hope you were able to connect with your inner child. And, and I want to tell you too, I'm having an open house in my mastermind and I want to invite you all. I'm going to pop the link in here for you to register. If you haven't already registered, here is the link. And please join us. And if you can't make it live, everybody, it's cool because I will send you the replay. So if you register, I have to have your registration in order to do it. I'll send you the replay after we're done. So I really hope to see you there. It's going to be a Boundaries Lab Live, and we're going to be talking about just how the inner child is stopping us from setting, maintaining, and feeling good about healthy boundaries. And I think that that's something that most people could benefit from. So I highly recommend that you attend. I would love to have you there. Thanks, Roma, for letting us use your issue as the demo today. I really appreciate that. And I'm sure people got some borrowed benefits. And thanks for everyone that showed up live today. And thank you, everyone that's watching the replay. So until next time, may you be at ease and know joy. Bye-bye.